And that's the part that bothers you. I don't care enough to like do the things that are necessary. We don't care enough to be a professional. It's a matter of making the choice. And too often we have guys that don't want to make that choice. And it's pretty consistent who those guys are. And so Saturday practice, I told the guys, it's going to be uncomfortable. The meeting is going to be uncomfortable. I'm not doing another 53 games like this.
So that's the second time this week that JJ Redick had harsh words for his team. Perk, when we were talking earlier in the week, I know that you did not like the first time he called them out for their effort, what they lack on defense. What is your reaction to those very charged words from JJ Redick?
And look, I don't like him again. I don't like him again. And it's something that JJ Redick is going to have to work on, because right now, when you talk about, guys not competing at a high level, when you talk about your team not doing the little things that doesn't show up in the stat sheet, that's a reflection on you as a head coach. That means that you don't have the ears of that locker room. That means you don't have the attention of that locker room, and that's a problem. It's something that's not, it's a message from you that's not getting delivered. But here's the bigger thing, right? He wasn't having these conversations early in the season when LeBron James was out. He's having those conversations now. Why do I bring it up? Watching that game last night, and I was a teammate with LeBron James, grew up playing against him, played with him in AAU, McDonald's All-American. I know this man. When he's not engaged or he feels some type of way, it speaks in his body language. Last night, his body language was awful. He was not engaged. He was pouting. He was moping. He was walking up and down the damn floor. He was complaining. And I just think we're to this point. What LeBron and the Lakers their relationship has run its course. And they need to figure out a solution. And the solution is not him being in the Los Angeles Lakers uniform. I know LeBron James is old, but he knows that this roster is not built. He has went to 10, 15 NBA finals. He knows that this roster don't have enough. Hell, Rich Paul just said it on his podcast that the Lakers are not legit title contenders. Rich Paul is LeBron James' agent. So they both feel that way. I just feel like right now they got to have a coming to Jesus meeting, more so than what's next for us, the Lakers and LeBron James, more than anything.
Oh. I mean, what do you think?
He held that for first take, too. He had that one in the chamber.
That was in the holster.
He had that one in the chamber.
But it resonates, Perk.
Yeah.
Like, guys, it resonates. I think if we go back to the Lakers' job becoming an opening and knowing when JJ Redick was our colleague, like he was destined to be a coach in the league, like you don't take certain jobs if there is not a willingness to collaborate. Because the name on the marquee is never going to be Redick over James. Not over Doncic, right? Like, arguably not over Reeves. Like, the people come for the players, essentially. And so it is a precarious situation, to say it nicely, because LeBron James is a force in this league and is a force in that locker room. And if there is a real rift, I don't know how that come to Jesus meeting goes that Perk is referencing. I don't know if it needs to be a players-only meeting that JJ is not even a part of. But something is woefully off. And it's the 53 games in Tinseltown. It's a lot of time left.
And the other thing is, too, basketball is different. Like, football is like the ultimate team sport. Everybody has to buy in. In basketball, one or two people set the entire tone for the culture. And what JJ Redick wants is for superstar humans to have role player mindsets, right? Because JJ Redick was that specialist. JJ Redick was a leadership guy. JJ Redick was an energy guy. JJ Redick was, I have this certain attitude that I'm going to make it feel like a fight every time I go out there. That ain't Luka. That ain't LeBron at this point. And you playing a team in Houston that's going to hit the boards. First two sets, they get offensive rebounds. They out-rebound you by more than 20. That's effort. You don't have effort players in the marquee. Hachimura don't score at all. He played like almost 30 minutes. So this isn't a team that has a JJ Redick mindset. This isn't a team that has a JJ Redick culture. And at the top of that is LeBron James, that means whatever communication you have with him is no longer working. This is no longer a podcast that y'all doing. And I'm going to say this. I could be wrong. I don't play basketball. I don't know. But I don't feel like Rich Paul gets to go on his podcast and talk to Max Kellerman or whoever he talking to and say that the Lakers don't have enough if he ain't ran it by LeBron first. That's a message that's being sent.
Well, I'm hearing something from the three of you right now, because we know all of their losses this year, all 10 of them, have come by double-digit points. So I'm hearing Perk, I'm hearing Monica, I'm hearing RC talking about JJ Redick at the core of this. Is he the problem? Like, help me understand here, because you're talking about how he's trying to coach these players, role player mindset when you have superstar players. When does the onus get put on the coach, Monica?
So I'm gonna come at this as best I can rationally before one of y'all lay the heavy. Just in my observation, because Courtney, I'm hesitant to say a single thing is a problem. I think they have multiple problems, right? This roster is not necessarily built to compete in the West as currently constructed. I think while JJ is very talented, and I'm sure we all know he loves the game of basketball, has the potential to be a terrific coach. Last season was such a small sample size. There's a reason why the greats become the greats. It's because you can do it over a length of time, right? I think your ability to, and we hear this about former players becoming coaches often, your ability to do it sometimes diminishes your patience for the inability of others to do it consistently. And as I am watching this thing unfold and listening to the sound bites, that is where teaching is repeating until learning takes place. And the grace of like the experience of learning and growing together as opposed to just holding a standard because I believe that you can get here. And so for me, this process, coaching staff, and it's not just JJ because that staff has veteran assistants on it, right? But the process of our staff being able to connect, it's fragmented. And as we started this conversation, when you got two of the biggest names in the game, like that relationship has to be secure. We hear so often of the Popoviches and the coach Steph Curry and what's my guy? Steve Kerr talking about Curry. If I can coach my stars hard, then it trickles down. And to Perk's point where he started, I don't know that the being able to coach the stars hard is a standard daily in LA right now.
Well, he's going to have to. And let me say this. One thing I will give JJ credit for is that he has brought the best out of certain players, right? We look at a guy like Austin Reeves, who's having a career year, might be knocking at the door of being a first-time All-Star. Luka, he's leading the league in scoring right now, right? He's somewhat having he is having the MVP type season. But your job as a head coach is to max guys out on both ends of the floor. We know that Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic are not physically gifted to defend at a high level, but you also could watch the effort, right? 2 slides, 3 slides. Are you fighting the battle and getting the trenches? Early in the first quarter, we saw Luka have a chase down block. But it went away throughout the course of the game. It wasn't consistent. And again, if your best players are not going to buy into competing at a high level defensively, it's going to be hard for you to come in and point and go at other guys and other role players. For some reason, DeAndre Ayton has fell off like no limit over the past 2 weeks. He started off the beginning of he started off the beginning of the season, and his whole mindset was, I want to be a great defender. I want to anchor this defense. All of a sudden, that has shifted. So again, we know it's a personnel problem, but again, it has nothing to do with your guys competing at the highest level. Both of these teams walked into last night's game struggling. The Rockets were struggling. The Lakers were struggling. I knew the Rockets were going to win. I didn't think they was going to kick their asses in the manner that they did. And now we here at this moment talking about, the whole landscape of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Now, what we going to do is lay off No Limit. That's a New Orleans staple.
I heard that.
We for with No Limit. And to your point too, though, Monica, when you talk about coaches and like their abilities, also think their perspective matters, right? Like you have these great players that become coaches and they don't do as well because they can't relate to some of those bottom role player guys and they want more out of them than they're capable of. JJ's perspective is scrappy, is finding a way, is coming from a different place, which is why he may be good for Austin Reeves and maybe not necessarily a LeBron James.
All right, 23-point victory for the Houston Rockets. That was their largest in all 13 of their Christmas Day games that they have played. All right, the Spurs got the